Kilowatt Delta 8 Golf, Kilowatt Romeo.
Golf Kilowatt Romeo, and what's the name?
Golf Kilowatt Romeo, and what's the name?
The name here is Brent Bravo Romeo Echo November Tango. I'm located in West Virginia, QSL.
Alrighty, Brent in West Virginia, and what radio are you running, sir?
Brent in West Virginia, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running it's an Icon 7300. The ALC's running, it's about 3/4 scale, compressors on 3, but I do most of my EQ is...
Okay, I was just looking around for a better path. What did you say about your EQ?
Okay, I was just looking on for a better path. What did you say about your EQ?
I'm running an outboard EQ for most of it because my radio room is noisy, so I run a noise gate.
Roger that. Well, you're pretty thin on the bottom end. I would. Are you running? You're not running EQ internally, right? You're running everything outboard.
You're not running EQ internally, right? You're running everything outboard.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, you really need more bottom end. I would say +4 clicks at 100 cycles for sure. And let's look at you at that, Roger.
100 cycles for sure. And let's look at you at that, Roger.
Okay, there I added some bottom end back into it. There was about 4 clicks.
Okay, so what kind of EQ are you running there? I mean, what kind of device? What is it, 8-band?
What kind of EQ are you running there? I mean, what kind of device? What is it, 8-band?
Outboard EQ, 8-band EQ. I don't use the compression on the EQ. I use the compression in the radio, and I use the noise gate, basically.
Okay, so you're running the compressor, internal compressor at 3 on the 7300, Roger?
At 3 on the 7300, Roger?
Yes, QSL.
Okay, now let's go to your EQ. It starts at 50, 100, 200 like that, or what?
50, 100, 200 like that, or what?
80, 160, 250, 500, 900, 1500, 2500, and 3200.
Okay, on the bottom end, let's see, we want to, what's your curve at the moment on the bottom end? Say from 500 cycles down, what's your curve?
Say from 500 cycles down, what's your curve?
80 is at +6 dB, 160 is 2 dB, 250 hertz is at 4 dB, and 500 hertz is at 0 flat.
Yes, sir. Okay, 500 is correct. We want to keep those mid-range 500 to 1K, 1.2K. All that should be flat, because the whole idea about equalization is balance between the bass to the treble, or bass to the mid-range, and treble to the mid-range. So what we want to do here is maybe try to crank in a little more bottom in on the EQ. So you were giving me numbers, were those +4s or -4s, or you need to state whether it's a boost or a cut on those EQs below 500 cycles. Give them to me again and let me know whether they're boosts or cuts.
500 cycles. Give them to me again and let me know whether they're boosts or cuts.
All right, 80 hertz is +6. 160 hertz is +3. 250 hertz is also +3, and 500 hertz is 0. 250, bring it down to -4.
Yeah, what was that, 250?
I'm running the same box on the 7300. It is at +3.
Gosh, you got a lot of bass boost, but it's not showing up. Are you sure that your internal EQ is flat? Sounds like you may be running some internal EQ that's whirling off the bass. I'm not real sure. Can you check that real quick and tell me what your internal EQ treble and bass readings are?
Tell me what your internal EQ treble and bass readings are.
They are 0 and 0 flat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's amazing. Your mic is so thin, even with all the boost in the EQ chain. I don't not really know what to do about that, but let's go at 250 cycles, and that's +4 right now?
Let's go at 250 cycles, and that's 4 right now?
+3.
All right, take that up to about a +6. Let me hear you at a +6 on that control.
+6. Let me hear you at a +6 on that control.
All right, 250 hertz is +6.
All right, let's see. What's the one below that? Just below 250. What's that one?
Let's see. What's the one below that? Just below 250. What's that one?
160 hertz is +3.
Okay, take that to +6.
Okay, take that to +6.
All right, it is also at +6. To make 80, 160, and 250 all +6.
Wow, it's not really making much difference. Are you sure that you have all that stuff engaged? That your equalizer is engaged?
Engaged. That your equalizer is engaged.
Yes. I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Hey, Bill, it's or Jim, it's Vito up in Toronto. I run the UR6 as well with the 7300. Over.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good.
Yeah, that other station. Are you copying me using the UR6? Do you copy my station?
Yes, I do. Roger, roger.
Okay. I have hertz at +6, and I have 160 at +2. And I have 250 at about -5, 500 hertz at about -2, 900 hertz at +2, and the rest at +6. However, you have to complement it a little bit with the EQ on the 7300. Over.
Okay, yeah, I just went through and set it to, let's see here, what you had, and I need more mic gain now. Let's see here. All right, I'm back up to about three-quarter scale now.
Okay, but change your EQ on the radio, no compression, but put bass at +4 and treble at +5 on the 7300.
Okay, I have it set up just yours.
I don't have your signal kind of dropped on me a little bit, but let me hear something more.
Okay, 1, 2. I'm running. We'll just go across the antenna setup. I'm running a fan dive. It's inverted V. Apex is about 45 feet. It comes down to 23 feet down at the lowest point of it. I'm feeding it with LMR 400 QSL.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to pass it back to Jim because Jim wants to work with you. But if you want a little bit more afterwards, I'm good on QRZ. You can look me up. It's VA3VMD. And all the settings and graphs are up on my QRZ page. So, but go ahead, finish it off with Jim and see where you can get at.
Hello, Brent. You got a copy there, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, I've got you about 7 dB over on my local radio, so I've got a good copy on you at the moment. Just out of curiosity, can you defeat your external EQs? Can you defeat your external EQs and still maintain continuity with the microphone?
Yeah, I should be able to set them all flat. I am feeding into the EQ box with an XLR cable, and I have set everything roughly to 0, which everything should be flat across the 8-band EQ.
Roger, roger. Okay, now I want you to go to internal EQ and do a plus 5 bass boost, +5 bass boost internal EQ. Roger. We're just going to play with the radio EQ for a moment and see where we can go with it. Roger.
Okay, that is +5 on treble. This microphone is +5 on treble. You said bass. Let me see here. It's actually +5 now as well because I had it set up the way the other guy said. All right, so there is 0 treble and +5 bass.
Okay, you want to go +3 treble EQ. Now +3 treble EQ. +4 treble EQ from where you are. +4 treble boost.
All right, there is +4 treble boost.
Okay, and your bottom end is +5?
Yes, QSL, it is +5.
Okay, might I ask how close you are to your microphone?
About 4 inches, roughly, 4 fingers.
All right, and go back to your ALC and double-check your ALC level. We've done quite a bit of shifting there, so we want to be sure that the ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, QSL, let's see here. That's about about 2/3, 3/4 on peak QSL.
Okay, I'm starting to lose you a little bit propagation-wise. All right, I want you to give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me hear you.
Okay, the antenna
system, and let me hear you.
Okay, the antenna is at a reverted V. It's down reverted V. It's down at each end at about 20 to 23 feet. Fed with LMR 400, clear back to the amplifier.
Roger. And what mic are you using, sir?
And what mic are you using, sir?
It is a Rode Odd mic.
A Rode what mic?
A Rode what mic?
It's called a Rode Odd mic. DOD, Papa Oscar Delta mic.
Oh, Roger. Well, gosh, that's interesting because you're still shy on the bottom end and we're full bass boost. So let's go back now. Start cranking in your EQs on the outboard. I want you to go 250 cycles plus 3. 250 cycles plus 3.
Plus 3. 250 cycles plus 3.
All right, 250 cycles is plus 3.
Okay, what's the one below that?
Okay, what's the one below that?
One.
Okay, and let's take that at plus 4.
Okay, and let's take that at plus 4.
All right, it is at plus 4.
All right, now tell me, gosh, something you like best about your radio for 10 seconds. Let me hear you.
Something you like best about your radio for 10 seconds. Let me hear you.
It's very easy to operate. It's affordable, and let's see here. I have other radios as well, but I use this one the most.
Roger, you're coming and going. I'm trying to keep you on my local antenna, and I had to go over to Milford for a minute, but I'm back on my local antenna. So talk to me about 10 seconds of the topics of your choice.
Well, the amplifier I'm running is a Meritron AL800H 23CX800 A7 tube. Ceramic, driving in with about, it's right about 50 watts. It's putting out legal limit. I used to play guitar. Gave that up many, many years ago. Still have all the guitars. One of these days, I say I'm going to pick one back up and play it again. But I just haven't got there yet.
Roger, I think that's pretty full. Now, you can get fuller, but the thing about getting fuller, more bottom end, is that you have to have more top end for balance. So the whole thing is top to mid-range balance and bottom to mid-range balance. So right now you sound very balanced. You could have more bottom end, but again, you'd have to have more top end to balance that out, Roger.
Oh, yeah, QSL. Oh, yeah. The EQ has got plenty more top end.
You got something about 2.9, 2.8K?
2.5 and 3200.
Let's go 2.5 plus 5. 2.5 at plus 5.
Okay, there is 2.5 at plus 5.
Alrighty, and give me a little more audio so I might listen to you.
Okay, not very active on ham radio. I check into a few nets and all that. Most people say the audio sounds just fine, but I know it sounds better than probably what it does or did.
Roger that. Yeah, I would go back to my ALC and double check my ALC level, since we have been adding a bunch of stuff, and you know, anytime you start doing major EQs, you need to always go back to your ALC and double check for your mid-scale to 2/3 operation.
Okay, 1, 2, there. It's right about there, 3/4 on peak. Had to lower it just a little bit.
Yeah, Roger. Now, you know, what's your, like at 175, what's the next one down, 80?
Yes, 80 is the lowest one.
Well, we can just play with 80 if you wanted to come up plus 5 on 80.
Okay, I'm turning up right now. There's plus 3 and going to plus 5 right now.
Let's see, maybe come down one click from where you are.
Okay, there I just went down slightly one click.
Yeah, I think that's fuller. Again, go back to your ALC and check, because those bass frequencies do come up pretty quick on the ALC.
Okay, let's see here. I'll lower the audio just a little more to get back to 3/4. Periodically, I get one that jumps just slightly over 3/4, but for the average, it's running 3/4.
Yes, sir. That's I'd call that close enough. Now, Vito, what you got up there? Gosh, I guess we're not making up towards Canada way.
Okay. Well, I'll just tape it down right here for now.
Roger, I think Vito was correct. I'm really surprised about that low end. The microphone doesn't seem to have a lot of bottom end, and that's when we're having to crank so heavy to get that bottom end up. Usually on a 7300, if the mic is fairly flat in the bottom end, you're only talking a +1, +2, you know, to get that bottom end up, you know. So that does that microphone have a low cut switch on it?
No, it does not. The reason I switched to this one is I was running a Behringer XM8500, which a lot of people run. But
Behringer XM8500, which a lot of people run, but it was so bass heavy. Just the microphone flat was bass heavy.
Roger that. I'm listening to you on Milford, and you sound just beautiful. Of course, Milford's got that roll-off at 300 cycles, but I have a much better copy on you noise-wise on Milford than I do on my local antenna now. So I'd run it like that. If Vito has got any further comments, you know, he was right about it requiring both the internal and the external EQ. Somewhat amazing that it would do that, and usually, you know, I try to avoid running both equalizers inboard and outboard at the same time, if at all possible. But anyway, I would, you know, according to whatever he would like. He's, you know, he has a very great sounding station. Frequency response down to 100 cycles, and it's balanced to the top end. So he has a very balanced audio signal. So I would defer to him if you would like, Roger.
Audio signal. So I would defer him if you would like, Roger.
Okay, I can do that. I sent him an email a few minutes ago. He's got a nice QRZ page. He also runs the same radio and the same EQ that I do.
Roger. Yeah, but the whole thing is the microphone. You know, there's no microphones are the same. You know, all microphones probably are different, and the bottom end particularly, Roger.
We basically kind of templated the starting point. It's not the go-to for everything, but it's the starting point for. I run an RE20 microphone. And depends on the voice and the EQ settings. And again, it all depends on the voice and all that. But you're sounding a lot better now, and you're getting a lot better frequency range as well. Over.
Yeah, you were right, man. I was really surprised about having to use both EQs to bring that bottom end up, Roger.
Well, Jim, you know what? I'm kind of like you. I really don't like the idea of running both. To be honest with you, I'd rather not. I'd rather keep it flat, like you said on the radio. But we just didn't find the even with the Electro Voice RE20, we didn't find it getting that bottom boost. And tweaking and playing with, like I said, my good friend Eric N2RRA in New Jersey. He kind of templated a starting point, for these dynamic microphones. Now, microphones are all different. You know that as well as I do. So the roads that Brent is running might react a little bit more differently than the RE20, but at least it's a starting point. But you're getting a lot better bottom response there, Brent. Over.
Okay, yeah, QSL. Like I said, I appreciate both of you for the help.
Roger, and I got to jump out of here, man. I'm 20 minutes past being a pumpkin, so I got to get out of here. Let me say 73 to all, and we'll delve back into this next Friday. And there's a recording being made that if anybody would care to listen, if you go to YouTube and do a call and a search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 6/25/21, everything is in there. So we'll say, 73 for now. We'll be returning this frequency back to average, normal, everyday ham radio use. This is KC9VKV clear.
This is KC9VKV clear.
Okay, Jim, 73, buddy.
All right, 73, Jim. Kilowatt Delta 8 Golf, Kilo Radio.